Hey family, how are you? Today we are going to consider or learn how to stop a headache in about 5 minutes or less. Now, I am not a doctor. I'm just going to give you some advice on some practical things that my family and I do, and it works very well. So the first thing that you're going to need is a cup of water. I prefer to use distilled water since technically distilled is the most pure water there is. There's less things in the water to get in the way for what we're going to need it for. So let's do about 8 ounces of distilled water. Technically, spring and natural water will work as well, but we like to use distilled water. The other thing you're going to want is to get some food grade H2O2. Now, this is not your typical not your typical hydrogen peroxide. This stuff comes in different concentrations. So typically you want about 3% is what you can find on the shelf, but it's not food grade. Food grade means you can actually digest this stuff. The stuff that is on the shelf actually has it's chemicals in it that keep it preserved, and you can't swallow those things or else you could possibly get sick and maybe even die. So do not try this with over-the-counter hydrogen peroxide. It is not the same. You can actually order food grade hydrogen peroxide H2O2, and you can take it from anywhere from 30% or make your own concoction. This one is probably somewhere between 15 to 20% after I've diluted it. If you want to know where I order mine from, you can email me at the email in the description. And if you want to know which one I use as far as like how I mix mine down, what percentage, I can show you that as well. Just send me an email. So you got distilled water here, and then you've also got food grade hydrogen peroxide, which you've diluted to whatever's going to work. And finally, you're going to need, that's right, you're going to need, you really won't need a spoon. We're just going to go ahead and put this directly into the distilled water. So what you want to do is use a dropper, because distilled water, like I said, it is an acid. It's very powerful, and it can actually burn the skin when the hydrogen peroxide touches your skin and begins to oxidize, if that's the right word. Anyways, so what we're going to do is take the food grade hydrogen peroxide. I'm going to fill up my little tube, and what I'm going to do is put in about 8 to 10 drops is what my family uses. If we have a horrible migraine, we will do as much as 15 to 20 drops, but it does all depend. Hey, somebody put something in my water. Are you kidding me? All right, well, I won't drink this. Oh, you know what? Let me just go ahead and get that out. So I think it actually came from my label. Sorry. All right, so we're going to drop about 8 drops in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 drops normally works very well at this concentration. And like I said, for my family and I do believe this is somewhere between 15 to 20% or something like that for the concentration. You can do your own though. And again, if you need to know where to get this stuff from and how many drops in order to blend, just write me at the email. I can send that to you. But this water is ready to go. It is packed full of H2O2, oxygen. And if you can get this in your system within, I would probably say immediately after pouring it in, you will notice that your headache should decrease naturally. I've used it on myself. I've used it on my friends. I'm not quite sure. Again, like I said, I'm not a doctor, so I can't say that every headache is created equal. I'm just saying that if you've got a migraine and you want something more natural, this works for everyone in my family. And we use it without fail. So anyways, give it a try. If you have any questions, feel free to write me, but also check with your physician, because I am not a doctor. I'm just telling you some things that my family and I do. And this is how to get rid of a headache in about 5 to 7 minutes.